This is Tom and Dan rolling, and you can see the intensity level isn't like 11, right? And that's what I want to call attention to here. This is a really great way to roll with your partner on a uh, daily basis. You don't have to go crazy in order to get some things to happen, and oftentimes it makes a lot more sense for you to be a little more open in your rolling to allow some things to happen. So you can also see these guys are very well aware of the boundary, right? Kind of working away from that physical edge there up at the top of the mat, cognizant of that, right? And so it's less about what they're doing exactly. You can see some interesting situations, kind of an S mount attempt or a technical mount by Dan here. But he concedes the top position without really trying to go crazy. And if a sweep is there and it's technical, then it's a good opportunity to learn the lesson that this will sweep me in the future rather than to fight it every single step of the way, right? So there's a time to train really hard, and most of the time is not that time. you know, this is a long haul kind of a thing. You're trying to do jujitsu for the rest of your life. So this kind of movement is very good. You know, you often will see this with brown and black belts because they've sort of figured out this is how we have to do this for the rest of our lives. But it's really cool to see it with white and blue belts here. These guys are white belts. They've been around the game for a little while, but they're learning these lessons that are going to allow them to keep doing this for a really long time. You can see Dan over here working a nice grip break sequence, trying to think about how to use that leg to get that arm free. And it's a submission, and it's like, okay, cool, we're rolling now. Dan coming forward, trying to pass. Tom working to suck him into his guard. This is what it's about. And you can see all the stuff that you might see in a normal frenetic roll, you know, but conversational tone of voice, though, much, much slower, much more controlled, safer, right? Much less risk of injury. And again, you can really just learn from this style of moving around, right? You're not so focused on surviving, right? And you can see Dan working a nice little hip switch here, trying to get underneath Tom's leg there. Looks like he's there in the position, pulls his leg free. For Tom, from his perspective, it's okay. This is an opportunity for me to work on some defensive posture in my escapes, right? So I think that's the right way to think about this stuff. Nice knee on belly here, established from Dan. Tom working a nice defense, stepping over with that leg. So, getting to explore. Close guard. Tom really working on that overhook there. Really took a minute to set it up. And of course, Dan's going to need to work on the posture with his left hand so that he can get his right arm free. Easier said than done when you're in this situation, though. It looks like Tom may be working on a cross choke here off to the side. Got that lapel grip with his left arm underneath. Would like to close the gap. Dan would really like to swim that right arm free. And maybe a little bit late in the game to do that, though. And it's a submission. Okay. That's just feedback. So great job for these guys. It was a lot of fun to watch. And I want to encourage every white belt and every blue belt out there to go out there and try to roll like this more frequently.